Welcome to another retro shelf video. I'm not a fan of modern slang, but you've heard the saying, fear of missing out. I did a video last year on a profound waste of time, a gaming critique magazine from Caspian Whistler, and that was issue 2, and I had missed issue 1. So it's very fortunate then that a Kickstarter was run for a reprint of issues 1 and 2 to allow people to catch up. And so this is my copy of A Profound Waste of Time issue 1. And with those came some little perks. A Profound Waste of Time pin badge, a Wattam pin badge, and finally a rather gorgeous laser cut Wattam bookmark, celebrating the fact that issue 2 featured an interview with Keita Takahashi of Katamari and Wattam fame, and obviously that was the reason why I personally wanted a copy of issue 2. But now obviously we have the reprint of issue 1, A Profound Waste of Time, inspired by video games. I'll give this a quick flick through. I won't dwell too long on individual pages, but some lovely artwork in the front here, the forward, the cover from Dan Humford, and it's inspired by Shovel Knight. So then the contents, to have a quick flick through. The greatest spaceship of all time. Licensed game life. Looking at some classics. Pacing in video games. The World of Owlboy. Beautiful art here. Games for Space and Feeling. A Yoshi story, talking about Yoshi's story on the N64. Clever use of just the fruit there to symbolise the game rather than all-out graphics. Age. If video games have taught us anything, it's when crisis hits, look for young people. How to smash plates and speak of video games. Life is Strange, The Boy in the Well. What Yacht Club Games says about Shovel Knight and what Shovel Knight says about Yacht Club Games. So right into the middle here, so here's the special section talking about Shovel Knight. Which is an interesting way of doing that. And then some lovely artwork here. My own personal Bit Trip. Bit Trip games are one of my favourites. I got the collection on the Wii, which is a wonderful place to play it. Recently spent a lot of time playing Bit Trip Runner 2 after interviewing Charles Martinet. A trip through time with all the various games. A Bit Trip risograph. So that's an interesting little extra tucked in the magazine. Downwell, a breakdown. As you can see, this is glossily produced. Hey, you've been reading for a while, why not take a break? The Bard and the Dog. World building, read-only memories. '64 read-only memories there. The Rise and Fall of the Sega Technical Institute. A swimmer's view of Abzu. Abzu is a beautiful game to play. If you haven't played it yet, I strongly recommend it. And that's an interesting take on how the mechanics work, if you understand swimming. And the editorial, the roll call of people involved, some great names in there, and then the Kickstarter backers. So that's issue 1. I unboxed issue 2 on the channel. I'll leave a link in the description, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe, support me on Ko-fi, and keep it retro. Now I've had time to read and review A Profound Waste of Time, issue 1. I thought I'd go back and give a little more of a comprehensive look at the contents to round this video out. So you start off with Adam Hart, the greatest spaceship of all time. Designer from Galaxy Studios, talks you through the creator's journey of what it's like to take a project from inception to a finished product, and all the setbacks and trials. Very clever metaphor for game development. And Tierney talks about licensed game life, working with Way Forward on licensed properties. Adrian Bauer talks about pacing, coming from the development of Owlboy and his subsequent games. Talks about how a game is structured and how you can make a player want to keep playing. And academic Cat Brewster talks about radical softness, about some games that helped her cope with a difficult time. Andy MacDonald tells a Yoshi story. Yoshi's story being the N64 game, and with some clever photography there of fruit to back it up. Susan Arendt talks about age and how it affects your interaction with a game's protagonist, who very often are young. My favourite piece from Rami Ismail, How to Smash Plates and Speak Video Games, talking about his experience of growing up playing games and then travelling the world to talk about creating them. Ashley Birch, the writer and actor, gives her account of performing as Chloe in Life is Strange and how it reflected on events in her own life. Jonathan Holmes goes under the armour, travelling to Yacht Club Games to talk to them about Shovel Knight and the DLC and the subsequent titles. Dan Tarambo, who is now part of Choice Provisions, the Bit Trip series creators, on how he went from being a fan to working on the games. And there are some quotes from the series creators Alex Noyce and Mike Roche on the games themselves. Really enjoyed that. Ojiro Fumoto, Downwell Breakdown, a very clever fold-out diagram illustrating the vertical orientation of the game. Toby Fox and Jake Kaufman, The Bard and the King. Composer Jake Kaufman and Undertale creator Toby Fox discuss the importance of game music, inspiration, happiness, validation, life crowns and everything in between. Illustrated by Terry Chang. John James, director on 2064 Read-Only Memories, talks about building the world through animation, colour and layout. Greg Stewart, The Rise and Fall of the Sega Technical Institute. Very interesting article looking at how Sega formed the studio for the Mega Drive and how it worked on Sonic, with pixel art by Sonic Mania's Mido Tafuri. And Hannah Nicklin, A Swimmer's View of Abzu. Very interesting piece, talking about how Abzu gets a lot right and doesn't do everything perfectly to portray swimming, but with 3 other swimmers, Hannah talks about swimming as a game mechanic and as an experience. So that's issue 1. I'll leave a link to my description of issue 2. And I have to say, again, it's beautifully illustrated, brilliantly written, and it's great work by Caspian Whistler to try and produce something that isn't just I played a game and liked it, but goes deeper. Keep watching the channel for more unboxings, retro shelf, merch stand, gameplay, and more. Like, share and subscribe. Keep it retro.